welcome to the show.
Thank you,
and
Pooja.
we would love to know about your startup CURRYiT and आप क्या क्या कर रहे हो? What are some of your star products and how is it different from some of the other competitors in the market?
Of course. So, firstly, thank you, Pooja. It's lovely to be here. And I am from CURRYiT, and what our brand does is we are making cooking super easy, specifically, Indian cooking. And we want to make India and the world fall in love with Indian cooking again. So what we saw is that, a lot of us, especially Indians, we love to have Indian food at home, whole meals, wholesome meals, right? But with the changing dynamics, work cultures, the time that we can dedicate to cooking was going down. And even the kitchen sizes were shrinking, right? So we said, so a lot of people were resorting to things like ready-made food, ordering in, which all of us now know is not the best choice for everyday food. So we said, let's solve that. And while there are options for snacks and breakfast, there was nothing that was solving for everyday cooking. So we are actually India's first fresh curry paste. When I say fresh curry paste, means that these are curries to which you only have to add your vegetable, paneer, meat, whatever you're cooking. Give it 10 minutes and that's it. So it's like your ready tadka, gravy, etc. You don't have to add anything, not even salt.
Wow.
And all of this without preservatives, without chemicals, additives, nature identical nonsense, nothing. It's as fresh as when you would make at home from scratch.
Wow.
Like to make a dal makhni, you'll spend 3-4 hours. Now you just take 10 minutes. You boil the dal, add the CURRYiT paste.
Wow, amazing. And where did you come up with this idea from? I'm sure it would stem from one of those feelings of, oh, आज क्या बनाए या order नहीं करना है. But just the idea of taking that entrepreneurship plunge to do that, where did that come from?
So Pooja, to be honest, you're absolutely right. See, most entrepreneurs find solutions to problems that they face, right? Yeah. Or problems that they notice around. So it's a very common problem. Aaj khane mein kya banega? And despite the fact that I love to cook, that's not really something that I want to answer after a very long day and between meetings. So that was a pain point, and then we spoke to around 300-400 people. So both Nishchal and I were co-founders, and we spoke to people and we figured that this is not a exclusive problem. It's actually a very common problem, and that's where the idea came in. And then we dug more, we did our research. Taking that plunge, I think. So this is kind of my second startup. The first was a restaurant. And I always wanted to do something in food, and I think Nishchal has been a foodie through his life. So I think it was a very natural call for us that we'll do something in food, but we'll do something which solves a real problem, and it should be scalable. It should not be a fad or a trend for 2 years. It should be something that becomes a new norm for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Right.
That's just it.
Amazing. How big is your team right now?
So now we are a team of 18 people.
Okay. All based out of
Delhi.
Delhi.
Yeah. So we have we are actually the only brand in the country to be manufacturing the products ourselves.
Really?
There's no contract manufacturing that we do. All our products are 100% made in-house. The recipes are IPs, and that's our core strength.
Interesting. And where are you making it?
So we have a setup here in Delhi itself. Okay. So it's a HACCP certified kitchen or factory, you can say. We don't like to use the term factory because we don't engineer the food. So it's a HACCP, FSSAI, FDI, ISO certified kitchen where we make the products. We have our head of operations who comes with 40 years of experience with Taj, with operations, with product.
Interesting.
And then we have a whole lot of team which puts together this whole
And
range.
how long have you stayed in business?
So we launched the business about 1.5 years back, and before that for close to almost 10 months we were testing the concept by sampling while we were in our respective jobs.
Got it.
So we launched somewhere say around March 2022.
Interesting. And what is your customer base currently looking like?
So right now we've been able to reach close to 50,000 customers in the last 1.5 years.
Wow, that's great.
And across channels. So where we touch upon D2C, of course. We launched with our website and D2C, then Amazon, Big Basket, Zepto. We're also in a couple of modern trade stores like Nature's Basket, La Marche. And very recently we launched in Amazon, the US.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we saw that there was a huge demand coming from people who have families in the US. Their children are studying, or they have young couples staying there who wanted that Indian taste. So now we're experimenting with Amazon in the US.
Interesting. And which of your sales channels is working the best for you, and by what percentage?
Till now it's going to be D2C.
Your own website?
Our own website.
Wow, that's great.
So our own website constitutes close to 65 to 70% of the sales. And that's also where, we feel that's how it's going to be for some more time, because the category is so new that, as a concept of ready-to-cook curries doesn't exist in India, right?
Yeah.
We are used to masale, or we are used to a meal, ready to eat. ये बीच का concept है नहीं. So, for other platforms to educate the customer, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So we educate the customer through our D2C and acquire, and then our customer obviously now expands and buys from wherever they find it more convenient.
Right. Interesting. So are you spending on marketing?
Yes, of course. So we do a lot of performance marketing, but we also focus on content creation, where we feel that over a period of 2-3 years, the category education is needed. Where had we been doing a pickle or a chutney or chocolate would have been easier.
Yeah, of course. So are you funded or looking for funds, or are you bootstrapped?
No, so we are funded. We are supported by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, RPST Capital Ventures. We are also supported by IIM Udaipur, our alma mater.
Oh.
And a couple of fantastic angels like Ramesh Damani of DMart, Ajay Jain, Vedang Patel of Soul Store. So
you're already funded, and are you looking for funding right now, or there's time?
I think by somewhere close to next year, end of the first half, we'll be looking at the next round.
Got it.
So somewhere March to September would be the cycle.
Right. And what's the competition landscape in India otherwise?
To be honest, Pooja, it's very, very small, because we are actually amongst the earliest ones to be giving a solution like this. But now there is Tata Sampann, there's also ITC, which is launching curry paste. So if you say direct competition, then we have 1 or 2 of these large players who've just launched, and then a couple of very small homegrown brands, but great.
Right.
But if you say the larger ecosystem, then all the masalas are our competition, right? Then even if you see it like that, Zomato, Swiggy ordering in is also a competition.
Of course, yeah.
But in this
whatever
case,
is replacing your product finally?
No, very little right now. Right. But we are hopeful that someone like a Tata or a ITC comes in and builds the category faster with us.
No, absolutely. So in this entrepreneurial journey, 1.5 years, right? And around 20 people. I'm sure there's been a lot of ups and downs already, though I'm sure much bigger ones are yet to come. But in this time, what do you think right now are some of your top 1, 2 or 3 challenges that you're facing as an entrepreneur?
Oh, this changes almost every quarter, but I think the first for us is customer education, because see, online digital acquisition of customer has become extremely expensive. It's to a point of getting crazy, right? So you cannot depend upon just doing a D2C. So the concept of D2C only doesn't exist for us, especially in the food category. So we have to do an omni-channel marketing approach, which means that a lot of money and focus has to go into educating the customer about what is the product like. So I think that's the first. Second, I think is also about this perception in India about anything that is in a box, that this will have preservatives, right? So breaking those myths and norms is also a second challenge. I think the third would be, I think these are the only 2 large challenges. Rest everything else, technology has helped us crack: fulfillment, customer journey, websites. Everything, hiring, everything. So hiring right now, we don't see it as a challenge, because thankfully we have a great team, and we try to keep our system very lean. But I'm sure it will be in the future, given how the dynamics of startup ecosystem are changing.
That's great. No, anything else that you would want to tell the viewers about your product?
I would just like to request them that you must try if you love Indian food, and if you know would want to have those authentic curries from across India, you must look us up. Try it, and it's something that we are doing with a lot of passion and belief, and I'm sure you will taste it in the product.
Great. Thank you so much, Richa. It's been a pleasure knowing you.
Thank
and
you.
all the best to your startup.
Thank you so much. Thank you.